Namah Shivaya, Shantaya Chidananda Rupine, Sarvamangala Murtaye, Sarvartha Siddhidhaine. In the grand tapestry of the Shiva saints, the Nayanars stand as living embodiments of devotion, not through lofty rituals or philosophy alone, but through lives lived in the service of love, sacrifice, and surrender. Among them, Ilayankudi Mara Nayanar and Maiporul Nayanar shine as two twin beacons of selfless faith, one a humble farmer who fed God with the food of his heart, and the other a noble king who offered his very life at the altar of forgiveness. Their paths were different, one rooted in simplicity, the other in sovereignty, yet both reveal the same timeless truth, that the divine dwells not in power or wealth, but in purity of heart and unwavering devotion. Ilayankudi Mara Nayanar, the farmer whose heart fed the divine. In the humble village of Ilayankudi in India lived Mara Nayanar, a devoted farmer whose life was a sacred offering to Lord Shiva and his devotees. To him, serving a devotee of the Lord was the highest worship itself, a sacred ritual known as Maheshwara Puja. Every gesture of welcoming, offering food, and speaking kindly was not mere hospitality, but a profound act of devotion. In honoring the devotees, he honored the Lord himself, recognizing the divine presence in every soul who came to his door. Though blessed with wealth, Mara Nayanar's heart belonged not to possessions, but to the service of the divine. When his fortune melted away, lost to the trials of life, his spirit remained unshaken. Poverty could not touch the richness of his devotion. Even when forced to sell all he owned, and finally himself, to continue his sacred duty of feeding and caring for devotees, Mara Nayanar's faith burned ever brighter. One stormy night, weary and hungry, Mara Nayanar and his wife faced despair. Yet, when a drenched Shiv devotee knocked at the door, they embraced him with love and reverence. Though their larder was empty, they found sustenance in their own planted seeds and the wild greens of their land. In that humble meal, cooked with devotion and sacrifice, Mara Nayanar served the Lord himself, who came in disguise. In the quiet moments after the meal, the guest vanished, revealing the divine truth. Above, Lord Shiv and Ma Parvati appeared, showering blessings on the devoted couple. The Lord's words echoed like a sacred promise. O noble souls, your devotion pleases me greatly. Soon you shall dwell in my eternal abode, forever blessed. Mara Nayanar's story is a luminous reminder that true wealth is measured not by gold or grain, but by the fullness of the heart that gives without expectation. His unwavering commitment teaches us that devotion is a flame that does not flicker in adversity, but grows stronger in the winds of hardship. It calls us to see beyond scarcity and lack, to discover the abundance hidden in love, humility, and selfless service. There is a quiet power in the willingness to share whatever little we have, offered with a pure heart. Mara Nayanar's faith shows us that even when we serve others with reverence and kindness, we serve the divine itself, transforming even the humblest grain into sacred nourishment. In the end, Mara Nayanar's journey is a celebration of surrender. Surrender not to loss, but to the grace that transforms loss into blessing, poverty into spiritual riches, and the fleeting moment into eternal joy. His life whispers to us in every act of love, no matter how small, the Lord's presence shines, inviting us home to the boundless embrace of divine compassion. The next story is about the Maiporul Nayanar, the king whose heart belonged only to God. Maiporul Nayanar, the noble king of the hill tribes of Sethi in India, was a ruler unlike any other. His courage and valor in battle were matched only by the boundless devotion he held in his heart for Lord Shiva and his devotees. Though crowned a king by the world, he knew the true throne was at the Lord's feet. To him, the entire universe was but a fleeting illusion, and only the divine and his devotees embodied absolute reality. Under his reign, the devotees of Lord Shiva thrived in freedom and honor, and the land basked in peace and prosperity. But devotion often shines brightest when tested by the darkest trials. There was a jealous neighboring king who could not bear the glory of Maiporul Nayanar's piousness. In a cruel disguise as a Shiva yogi, he infiltrated the palace, seeking to destroy the king. When the treacherous moment came, he plunged a dagger into Maiporul Nayanar's back. Yet even as the life ebbed from his body, Maiporul Nayanar's heart overflowed with compassion and devotion. Instead of calling for vengeance, he ordered his loyal servant to honor the attacker as a holy guest and safely escort him beyond the kingdom's borders. This act of supreme grace and surrender reveals a heart that saw beyond the surface, a heart that recognized God's presence even in the guise of an enemy. To Maiporul Nayanar, every soul was a reflection of the divine, worthy of love and respect, no matter the mask they wore or the harm they sought. In this radical forgiveness and trust, his devotion found its highest expression. With his final breath, Maiporul Nayanar summoned his ministers and kin, imparting a sacred charge to serve and honor all Lord Shiva's devotees above all else, to cultivate a land steeped in love for God's servants. His dying wish was a kingdom where divine grace would flourish through reverence for those who walk the path of devotion. As he closed his eyes in meditation, Lord Shiva himself appeared and blessed him. Your heart is pure, your love cosmic, and your devotion unwavering. Even in the face of violence, you saw me, said Lord Shiva. You're worthy of the highest abode, beyond the reach of gods. And Maiporul Nayanar entered Lord Shiva's eternal abode. Maiporul Nayanar's life teaches us that true devotion is not mere ritual or words, but the fearless, unconditional love that embraces all beings, friend and foe alike. It is a devotion that transcends the personal self, dissolves judgment, and offers grace when none is expected. His story is a radiant beacon that calls us to see the divine in every heart, to forgive with the courage of saints, and to surrender to the cosmic truth that love is the only reality. In the stillness of surrender, Maiporul Nayanar's heart found its eternal home, unshaken, unbound, and united forever with the Lord he cherished above all. May his example inspire us to love without limits and serve with a heart open to the infinite mystery of God's grace. Mara Nayanar and Maiporul Nayanar, a farmer and a king, lived worlds apart, yet their devotion flowed from the same eternal source. One offered food from an empty home, The other offered forgiveness from a dying body. Both saw no difference between God and his devotees, between love and duty, between service and surrender. Their stories call us to awaken to the sacred in the ordinary, to see that devotion, bhakti, is not confined to temples or rituals, but woven through every act done with purity of heart. Whether we plow the field or wear the crown, the divine awaits the same offering: love without condition, service without pride, and faith without fear. For in their lives we glimpse the eternal promise of devotion, that when the heart is pure, the divine comes not from the heavens above, but rises from within. Tvameva chinmayam shantam tvameva pranavatmana tvad tapyate chittam tvam vina na sukham mama. And in that infinite stillness, only Mahadev remains. He alone is peace, the silence that calms the heart and the fire that purifies it. He is the essence of the sacred sound, the pulse within every prayer, the breath that carries every name back to its source. Without him, there is no joy, no world, no self, only the echo of his grace, the rhythm of his presence, and the endless love that fills all that is. In that love, the soul rests, forever free, forever home. May Jagat Pita Mahadev bless us all. Keep seeking, keep chanting, keep surrendering. Om Namah Shivaya.